Now the Russia-Ukraine war news. 1 year of the Russia-Ukraine war has been completed. On this occasion, various discussions are going on about American President Biden's 72-hour visit to Europe. Although the U.S. Secretary of State thinks Russia-Ukraine is starting another war for the United States, President Biden also strongly supported the help of the Western coalition in the resistance. On February 24 last year, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his forces to attack Ukraine, which is still ongoing. The United States is the biggest supporter of Ukraine in this war. However, the Biden administration is not only looking at its ally Ukraine, instead they are concerned about the possible future conflict with China centered on Taiwan. Details on report.
Today we host President Biden.
After 3 days, the U.S. president left Europe, at the beginning of which Biden suddenly appeared in Kyiv, Ukraine. His visit was significant on the anniversary of the Russian attack on Kyiv.
Presumptuous of me to say this, but I thought it was
Later on, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and U.S. President Joe Biden delivered a joint speech at the Mariinsky Palace in Kyiv.
freedom is priceless. It's worth fighting for as long as it takes, and that's how long we're going to be with you, Mr. President, for as long as it takes.
We'll do it.
Thank you.
Firstly, Biden spent a busy time in Ukraine and the next 2 days in Poland. Biden directly blamed Putin for creating the conditions to stop the war at the continental level.
1 year ago, the world was bracing for the fall of Kyiv. Well, I just come from a visit to Kyiv, and I can report Kyiv stands strong.
However, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced his tough stance on the nuclear issue before going to Kyiv and Europe. He also has a friendship with China. It is believed that Moscow-Beijing is moving forward by putting pressure on Washington not only with Ukraine but also with Taiwan.
The United States and the nations of Europe do not seek to control or destroy Russia. The West was not plotting to attack Russia, as Putin said today. And millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. This war was never a necessity. It's a tragedy.
Putin also met with leaders of NATO member states in a small top-secret visit to Kyiv and Poland. Biden, the American president, expressed his firm belief in protecting Ukraine.
The commitment of the United States to NATO, and I've said it to you many times, I'll say it again, is absolutely clear. Article 5 is a sacred commitment the United States has made. We will defend literally every inch of NATO.
When Biden was meeting with the leaders of NATO countries, many outsiders started chanting slogans demanding war plans from America.
F-16 to Ukraine!
Meanwhile, on the war's first anniversary in Ukraine, the UN Secretary General again called to end Russian aggression. At the same time, the NATO Secretary General also gave a warning speech to Putin.
We have heard implicit threats to use nuclear weapons. The so-called tactical use of nuclear weapons is utterly unacceptable.
Less arms control makes the world more dangerous. And that's the reason why in NATO we have worked so hard to engage Russia on issues related to arms control, and why NATO allies have supported the New START. And also why I'm calling on Russia today to reconsider its decision to suspend its participation in the New START agreement.
The United States has also met with Turkey, another member state of NATO. At this time, the United States has also pledged to provide financial support to Turkey, which was affected by the earthquake.
The United States is here to support you in your time of need, and we will be by your side for as long as it takes to recover and to rebuild.
However, Russian President Vladimir Putin welcomed Chinese Communist Party foreign policy chief Wang Yi during meeting in Moscow's Kremlin. He hinted at building an anti-Western alliance to improve bilateral relations. Channel TD this week.